Were you disappointed in South Africa in some ways?
No. I mean, our people exercise their right to protest, which is enshrined in our constitution, and we must applaud that. For the most part, the protests, the marches were quite peaceful. Only a very few incidents. It could have been much worse. And I was very pleased that we were able to hold extensive consultation with a number of people. And we brought to bear the need for peace, need for orderliness, and that's exactly what we had.
Anything worried you?
No, I was not worried. I was actually quite relaxed. Thank you so much. Good to see you.
I ever tell you, time and again, when this government has moved to enforce immigration law, it has been dragged to court. That answers the question. You are not doing anything and all of that. You are not acting to deal with illegal immigrants. Not to make it deport, but to stop it. When the government moved to end the Zimbabwe exemption permit dispensation, the Helen Suzman Foundation took the Minister of Home Affairs to court, Comrade Motsoaledi. And in June 2023, it happened here in South Africa. The High Court in Pretoria set that decision aside as unlawful, shielding some 178,000 Zimbabwean permit holders from removal. A ruling the government then lost on appeal. The Scalabrini Center, Lawyers for Human Rights, and others have over many years repeatedly and successfully approached our courts to constrain removals and to protect the rights of migrants and asylum seekers. This is the truth. The slogan hides. The ANC government has often been doing so much on immigration that the courts themselves have had to rein it in. You cannot, in the same breath, sue the government for deporting and then accuse it of doing nothing. Let the record be specific. The courts ordered us to reopen the Cape Town Refugee Reception Office in Ruta, in Abore. They barred the removal of those who wish to seek asylum. In Lawyers for Human Rights, the Constitutional Court struck down parts of our own detention regime. Time and again, the break on enforcement came not from a want of will on the part of this government, but from the bench. And let us remember who built the shield. When the ANC brought the Border Management Authority to Parliament, the very agency that today hardens our borders, it was opposed by the Democratic Alliance and delayed by others in that House. It took us a long time to establish BMA. It is an easy thing to shout about borders on a march. It is another thing entirely to vote to secure them. The ANC did the work, others stood in the way and now pretend otherwise. In fact, the Democratic Alliance, including the Minister of Home Affairs, who has been praised the other day, have gone silent on this particular challenge. I've never seen him. The DA is very fast to claim victories. They met with Jacinda and his group in secret. They've never raised their voice. Where people were being attacked right in the city of Cape Town. I never saw even the mayor of the DA.
We are here at number 41B on Adrian Street in Sundowner. I was alerted to this property We have done an operation with the Deputy Mayor, Memasuku, with Kram is here, City Power is here, we've got Joburg Water here, we have TRU from JPD, we've got JPD officers, we've got Transport Department that is here also, JRA is also here. This house is a dump. This house is a dump. We have done the God's work with the Deputy Executive Mayor, Memasuku, and we have found 4 illegal immigrants for now, 1 with fake asylum papers, 1 with fake papers, 2 others have overstayed. Some are from Malawi, some are from Zimbabwe. They have now been taken by Home Affairs to Sundowner Police Station for processing. And the other one has got a baby. We're waiting for social development to deal with that particular matter. One of the ladies in black who stays here, who is a South African, is telling us that the house at the back belongs to one of the political leaders. And he's got a high wall between himself and this hijacked house. So we want to ascertain if this house is hijacked or not. We found the phone numbers of the owner. We are now going to call the owner, and if we find him, we will then process him to Sundowner Police Station, where he will be charged for harboring illegal immigrants. Salute. There are more. Some of them are here. Some of the rooms don't have people. Some of them jumped the fence when we came here. So we will be coming back to this property for ESCOM to come and cut electricity, and then for us, for planning also to come and implement the bylaws. This building is unsafe. This property is a dump.
In terms of the repatriation process overall, there were over 30,000 individuals out of eThekwini alone that we've repatriated. The latest number of buses from the government side that we've processed is 525 buses. So indeed, we're looking at tens of thousands of individuals that's already been successfully repatriated. It's a massive operation. It's truly unprecedented. And I think if you understand the scale of this work, it's really impressive to see how we have managed to do this as the IMC, as a collective. What we have now done really is to say, instead of having these decentralized locations everywhere across the country where people have to be processed by Home Affairs and by SAPS, let's create one facility where everyone can go, where we can have a secure space, where we can have all of the different government departments on site. And really the process is complex. You have to check that someone who needs to be repatriated or wants to be repatriated is not wanted for a crime in South Africa. You have to, if they are illegally in the country, we as Home Affairs, we have to record their biometrics and declare them undesirable in terms of the Immigration Act. And of course, we have to make sure that there's cross-border permits for the buses, etc. So it's a major logistical operation. And we've now really moved all of that work here to Musina. At the moment, we have about 4,000 people still at the showgrounds here. Our intention is to work through that and for all new arrivals to go to the temporary repatriation facility that has been purpose-built by the Department of Public Works and Infrastructure. I was there earlier this morning, visited both of those sites, and I can say it's a much better environment. It's more dignified. We're going to have, the ablutions, water, food, and all of the processing work, security, all of it in one location. And I think that's going to help us have a much more smooth process. So I think the message is the work continues. I'm very proud of the fact that we have been able to do this process in a way that is upholding the law. It's having an orderly process and also respecting the dignity of every human being. And so we must just continue to do this work now. And I'm really quite encouraged by where we will end up once that facility is fully up and running. I made it very clear at our last press briefing that no one forfeits their basic human dignity because they're accused of breaking the law, any kind of law. And so we absolutely respect and uphold that. That is exactly why we have this temporary repatriation facility that is now up and running. There were 500 people there this morning when I was there. It's a much better environment. We're currently looking to ramp that up to 4,000. And Department of Public Works is working to ensure that we can ultimately go even beyond that. So the idea is, indeed, we don't want people to be at the showgrounds. We've already cleared 99% of the people who were at Home Affairs. We now need to clear the people who are at the showgrounds, finish that processing and get them across the border. And what we are then saying is for any new buses, any new arrivals, they should not go to the showgrounds. They must go to the new temporary repatriation facility. We're going to put up signs there so these buses know where to go. So all of that work is progressing precisely to achieve the goal of what you are describing, that we must have a proper process. We met with the International Organization for Migration. The UN High Commission for Human Rights is here. We have a range of NGOs working with us. And at the end of the day, that is going to ensure that we have a proper process.
South Africa can pay South Africans 1 million every year for the rest of their lives. Let's say the average life expectancy in South Africa is 70 years. South Africa can pay 70 million to each person in this country to sustain themselves for the rest of their lives. We don't even need to work. We can have these legal immigrants coming to South Africa to work for us, like in Dubai. In the Arab Emirates, only foreigners are working. The citizens, the owners, the indigenous people of Dubai, they don't work. We can have that in South Africa. If I were to be given a chance as a president in this country, when I'm 90 years old, so like all of them, I would, in 12 months, I will transform this country to be the second most beautiful country in the world, better than America. I will make a South African enjoy working in a farm. I will make a miner be passionate about working, going down 6 kilometers under the ground to go and look for that gold. Because that gold, when he finds it, it will never leave this country. That diamond, it will never leave that country.
Live like this, there is no business. It's going to be difficult. The foreigners, we must live with them. If we want our economics to go up, we must live with the foreigners. If they go back to their countries, it's going to be no business, no investment. All the shops are around here, they are closed. Where are people going to?
Today is very quiet. There's no any business. There's no any business at all. The shops, they are closed. Even if you can see by the streets here, there are nobody walking around. So I think each and every individual who is a foreigner maybe must try to visit the